All right, calculus. Welcome to your notes video for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Just 3.5 weeks till you are done with high school. All right, I'm making this video as you're making this video Monday night here. It is a picture perfect evening here. I am inside making this video for you as Sweet Spawn number 2 has an awesome case of hand, foot, and mouth. One of the few, maybe one of the first times her doctor there has prescribed medicine for it, folks. We are just outliers in this family. All right, so I'm going to give you 8 examples here, and I would highly recommend that we're looking at Chapter 6 homework set 1 and then 2, either while we're getting these notes down or immediately after. These are going to be very helpful for that. All right, and then we'll maybe do a few more area notes, and then it's going to be more L'Hopital next week. All right, before the end, there we are, folks. So we're going to find the area. We're going to find the area bounded by the following 2 curves. Okay, so in all these, we're going to find the area bounded by the curves. So we have y equals x squared minus 1. We have y equals x to the 7, or x minus, I'm sorry, we have y equals x squared minus 1. We have y equals 7 minus x squared. Okay, those are your 2 curves right there. So first off, don't look at this. This is previous work done. This used to be actually in the COVID year. Might have been a quiz, might have been a homework set as it says here. So I'm going to repurpose this. What you're going to do is you're going to set x squared minus 1 equal to 7 minus x squared. Okay, I'm going to do that over here. You're going to set x squared minus 1 equal to 7 minus x squared. Going to move the negative x squared over. Going to move the 8 over. That's how you get 2x squared equals 8. That's how you get x squared equals 4. That's how you get plus or minus 2. So you can say the area is the integral from negative 2 to 2. We just got to figure out what f of x is, what g of x is. So in order to figure that out, we have negative 2 and 2 for the intersection. So we're going to let x be 0. We're going to plug 0 in for x. Let x equal 0. If you plug 0 in for x right here and here, we're going to get negative 1, y equals negative 1. Here you're going to get y equals 7. Okay, so y equals negative 1, y equals 7. Negative 1 is less than 7. This is y bottom, that's y top. So we are going to have area is the integral from negative 2 to 2. Y top minus y bottom. Clean that up. 1 power up divided by the new power. The nice thing with these area questions is that you don't have to use substitution. Like, you're not dealing with terrible antiderivatives. If you have to use substitution, you don't think you can find the antiderivative, then you probably want to write it in terms of x equals blank. And we talked about that the other day. So we're going to plug 2 in for x, which I've done right there. Minus, going to plug negative 2 in for x. Get 64 over 3. 64 over 3 is a positive area. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Again, if you need to pause this to get this work down, that is fine. I'm going to do 8 questions, but I don't want this to be 25 minutes if it doesn't have to be. All right, find the area bounded by the region formed here. Bounded by the curves. Y equals the square root of x. Y equals x squared. So we're going to set x square root of x, which is x to the 1/2. We're going to set it equal to x squared. Okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to square both sides. That's how you get x equals x to the 4th. Going to move x over while flipping it. Factor out x. Cover method gives me x equals 0. X to the 3rd equals 1, so x equals 1. So area is going to be the integral from 0 to 1. What's in between 0 and 1? How about 1/2? We're going to plug 1/2 in for x right there and for x right there. When you take the square root of 1/2, you get root 2 over 2, which you guys know from trig is 0.707 roughly. When you square 1/2, you get a quarter. And that is less. So this is y top, that's y bottom. This is y top. This is y bottom. Area is the integral of from 0 to 1 of y top minus y bottom. 1 power up divided by the new power minus 1 power up divided by the new power. From 0 to 1, I just got to plug 1 in for x. Just got to plug 1 in for x. Again, if I would have switched this order, guys, if I would have called this y top, that y bottom, I would get an area of negative 1/3, and that should be a dead giveaway. If you get a negative area, we either did the arithmetic wrong in here, or we have f of x and g of x flipped. All right. So we've seen a bunch of those, and I do apologize here whenever I made this many moons ago. I'm going to say 4 years ago. For whatever reason, I made some errors in some arithmetic. All right, so now you have x equals 3y and x equals 2 plus y squared. So you don't have, like, you don't have to rewrite everything, but now this is x equals. Okay, so you're still going to set 3y equal to 2y, or 2 plus y squared if x equals this and x equals that. This and that must be equal to each other. You're going to set 3y equal to 2 plus y squared. Move the 3y over. Time to factor. All right, I hopefully don't need to show the factoring here. Y. Set that equal to 0. That's why I get y equals 1 and 2. So the area is the integral from 1 to 2. All right, so we're going to let x be 1.5. We're going to plug 1.5 in for y. 1.5 in for y. So we're going to get 9 over 2. And then you're going to get 4 and a quarter, so 17 over 4. So this is x right, and that's x left. We looked at a graph like that. Any more questions we have to do, probably going to involve some trig or some exponentials, and then we got to do maybe 1 or 2 more x right, x lefts. And then, of course, we'll look at that on the quiz review because that's going to be your last quiz over this stuff. So x right, x left. So the integral from 1 to 2, x right minus x left. Remember, you're subtracting all of it. I wrote that first. You're subtracting all of it. So minus 2 minus y squared. And a 1 power up divided by a new power. 1 power up divided by a new power. There we go. From 1 to 2. I'm going to plug 2 in. Plug 2 in for y here. Plug 1 in for y there. I don't know what was giving me the issue. I'm pretty sure the answer is 1/6. So you probably want to go from here to here. 1/6, tiny area. All right, you can pause this whenever you need to. I want to go to the next question. Which is 3 minus x. Y equals 3 minus x. Y equals x squared minus 9. Okay, so we're going to set 3 minus x equal to x squared minus 9. Set them equal. And in solving, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Add x to both sides. 1 multiplies 12, differs by 1. 4 and negative 3, so I get x equals 3, x equals negative 4. What is in between negative 3 and 4? 0. I'm going to plug 0 in for x here, get 3. Plug 0 in for x here, get negative 9. Means this is y top, which is this. This here is y bottom, which is this. So the area is going to be the integral from a negative 4 to 3 of y top minus y bottom. F of x minus g of x. Carry that negative sign through. 1 power up divided by the new power. Plug 3 in for x. Plug negative 4 in for x. Plug 3 in for x. Plug negative 4 in for x. All right, so again, don't know what my issue is here. Let's go from this step. Let's bring it on down to here, which goes to here, which is that answer, 343 over 6. All right. y equals x squared. Y is 2 minus x squared. Again, those are the curves. Two different parabolas. One going up, one going down. All right, so we're going to set x squared equal to 2 minus x squared. Move that x squared over. We're going to get x is plus or minus 1. What's in between plus or minus 1? 0. So area is the integral from -1 to 1. We're going to let x equal 0. Plug 0 in for x. You're going to get 0. Plug 0 in for x. You're going to get 2. Y top, y bottom. Y top, y bottom. All right. So the integral from -1 to 1 of y top minus y bottom. We don't really need a parenthesis there. I kind of had one right here if you wanted to. If you always want to put g of x in parentheses, even if it's just a single term, that's probably a smart idea. All right. Negative x squared minus x squared. There it is. 1 power up divided by the new power. 1 and -1 in. Okay, these are the opposites. So positive 2, -2, negative 2/3, positive 2/3. Got a parabola you're starting with. Very interesting. Anyway, your area is 8/3. Positive area, that should be pretty good. All right, what we're going to do here is we're going to go down to what I'm going to call number 7 here. You can call it example 6 if you want, but I want to look at this one right here. X is 5 minus y squared, and x is y squared minus 3. So set those two equal to each other. I'm going to add y squared to both sides. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I'm going to take the square root to both sides. We're going to get y is a -2, y is a positive 2. I'm going to let y equal 0. All right, so if I let y equal 0, I'm going to get x is 5. I'm going to get x is -3. X right, x left. 5 bigger than -3. X right, x left. X right, x left. So the area is the integral from -2 to 2, x right minus x left. Clean that up. So what's nice about these area questions, it's a pretty simple integration. 8y minus 2/3 y to the third. Plug 2 in for x, or y, plug 2 in for y, plug -2 in for y. Look at that, second power again. You'll notice something. Anytime you're integrating with something with a second power, take a look. Take a look at those numbers inside, what they'll do. A 16 will double. This -16/3 will double. All right. We have 2 more. That one should be pretty familiar to what you'll see later on. 2 more. Number 9 is an interesting one. 9, we got to do one like those together in regular class. We set y equals 3x squared. Y is 12x minus 3x squared. Set those equal to each other. I moved this and I moved that. Factor out the 6x. You get x is 2, x is 1. All right. So area is going to be the integral from 0 to 2, but let's wait there. If x is 2 and x is 1, let x equal 1. And if x equals 1, you're going to have y equals 3. And then over here, you're going to have y is 12 minus 3, so y is 9. It's y top. This is y bottom. All right. Area is the integral from 0 to 2, y top minus y bottom. 1 power up divided by a new power. 1 power up divided by the new power. All I got to do is plug 2 in. All I have to do is plug 2 in. So 24 minus 16. Area is 8. Now, I do apologize. What would make this last example better is if we saw this on Desmos. Y equals x to the third and y equals x. If we were to graph this, we would see that there's 2 regions here, okay? And you'll see that algebraically when you set x to the third equal to x. If you set x to the third equal to x, this is what you get. You get 3 intersections. So if you have 3 intersections, that means there's 2 different regions, okay? Again, we will look at this on Desmos sometime next week. X equals -1, X equals 0, and X equals 1. All right, so here's the first region from -1 to 0, and there's going to be a second region from 0 to 1. All right, so let's look at -1 to 0. What's what's an x value used from -1 to 0? How about -1/2? So if we let x equal -1/2 for y equals x to the third, we're going to get -1/8. If I let it x equal -1/2, I get -1/2. -1/8 is bigger than -1/2. This is y top. So y top minus y bottom. That's what we have here. That's the first region. That's the first region. Now the second region would be from 0 to 1. It's an x value used between 0 and 1. How about 1/2? Let x equal 1/2. Let x equals 1/2. 1/2 is bigger than 1/8. This is now y top. That's y bottom. All right, so plus from 0 to 1, y top minus y bottom. Okay. 1 power up divided by a new power plus 1 power up divided by a new power. Plug 0 in, and we're going to get 0 minus. Plug a -1 in, you're going to get 1/4 minus 1/2. Now, because you're subtracting it, that is a positive 1/4. So this first area is a positive 1/4. The second area is also 1/4. Okay, plug 1 in for x. Then it's going to be, if you plug 0 in for x, it's going to be -0. Again, this is 1/4 plus 1/4, which is 1/2, or I just added. Take a look if I'm subtracting -1/4, so I get 1/4 plus 1/4. It's 1/2 plus 1/2, that's 2/2. -1/4 plus a -1/4, that's -1/2. Anyway, a few different ways you can get 1/2, but we'll want to look at that one again because that can happen. If you have 3 intersections there, you're going to have two regions for your area. All right, folks, be good. Prep. You guys have the answers. Be ready Thursday and Friday. Chapter 5 exam. Chapter 5 exam on Thursday and Friday. Okay, so use your other time to get ready for that. This is Zach Math Videos signing out.